Hello, Zemalf here and welcome back to Beginner's Guide to Dwarf Fortress, a tutorial series where I'm building an example fortress showing how to build a fortress and how to help the dwarves survive. In this video I'll be doing something that I actually planned to do off screen, but then I realized that this is actually quite important part of the game, so I will show you how I manage the migration waves. In this case, the first big migration wave, the third one that comes at the spring of the second year, as the trade caravan has visited the fortress successfully, and usually this migration wave is big. In my case, the total population goes up to 45. As soon as the game tells you the message that some migrants have arrived, even that the dwarves are not yet in the game screen, because here it just shows 27, you can already start Dwarf Therapist. And if you want to actually see what I'm doing, I think you want to watch this video on full HD or as high definition as you can and full screen. You'll soon see when I open up Dwarf Therapist what I mean, because it's kinda small, and the reason why I'm doing this full screen this time. Okay, let me open it up. And here we are. This is the splintermind-attributes version of Dwarf Therapist, so I can see the different attributes. And when I first group the dwarves by migration wave, we can see that this third migration wave was 27 migrants. This is, I think, kinda average, depending a bit on how you start the game, because the migration waves from here on out depend on the wealth generated by the fortress. The first two migration waves, after the initial 7 dwarves you come up with, the second or the first and second migration wave are random. It's I think between 2 and 10 dwarves, but then it depends on the wealth you have created, and if the caravan and diplomat, the liaison, makes it out safely, that will help as well. So chances are you will get a lot of migrants in the spring of the second year. So here I am. I will start from kind of a blank surface. I don't care what the dwarves have been doing so far. I look at their skills and then decide what the dwarves will do. Here on the name list you can see these kind of well, it kind of looks like a sun icon, I guess. That means that that dwarf has some noble position. And then here on the right, we can see that this dwarf is my chief medical dwarf. And quickly looking at the list here, no one else has diagnosis, so he will remain. She will remain as a chief medical dwarf, because I don't have anyone else with a diagnosis. And I'll let her be the carpenter. Again, quickly looking at here, I don't have any other carpenters. I'll soon show you how I sort them based on their skills. And the same thing, expedition leader, that doesn't really matter at all. I just don't want to overload this dwarf with a lot of things, and I don't want this dwarf to be in the military. So those are the things I'm keeping in mind. Here I have my manager and bookkeeper. Again, someone I don't really want in the military, and at least as long as she has those positions. I might go as far as disabling some of the hauling tasks from her, but on the other hand, those manager and bookkeeping tasks get done quite quickly, so she'll just be like that. But as you can see, she doesn't have any other labor, so she's doing manager and bookkeeping full time in addition to hauling, and that's what I want. Then these bolded names are dwarves that are at the moment active in military, and this particular dwarf is the militia commander. That doesn't really matter that much. I might change it if I haven't looked yet at the military screen. Did I get some skilled military dwarves? But I think he'll remain in that position, at least for now. And because he has the stats on becoming a good military dwarf. He's extremely strong, extremely endurable, and very tough, and the rank rating is pretty good for a leader and hammer dwarf, so he should be fine over time. Of course, unless I get some really skilled military dwarf. And same thing for this guy. He has a good stats on becoming a marks dwarf, but I'll see what I do. Now that I have more dwarves than this, I will probably disable all the labors from those who are in the military, but I'll see about that later. Okay, but later on, using this migration wave grouping, I can easily see who came in which migration wave, and I always know what my initial 7 was, or the original dwarves. But for sorting's sake, I will put group by nothing, and I will start sorting all the dwarves by their professions or their skills. And at the moment, 4 dwarves have mining skill. This guy probably arrived just now. He's just class 2 miner. I'm looking at his stats. He's actually not that good of a miner, I think. Yeah, he has a really low willpower, and willpower is quite important in mining. I will take him out of mining, so I will keep having 3 miners for now. This guy might not do anything. He might might go into the military. So that's also the reason why I'm doing this sorting. I'm giving dwarves the labors. I want to make sure that no dwarf, now that I have plenty of them, I want to make sure no dwarf has too many labors. So I want 1 dwarf to take care of carpentry, for example. In this case it will be this lady here, who was also the chief medical dwarf. Some professions that I'm not going to use that much, but I don't have anyone skilled with them. I will take a look at those last. So I will first assign the dwarves who have the skill to do something, to do a labor. So for example, to crossbow making, I will probably assign someone to that to make some very cheap crossbows. But we'll see about that. There's only one woodcutter. Okay, what I will do here is then utilize the power of this edition of Dwarf Therapist. This is a different version, as I mentioned, splintermind-attributes. I have this roles view. Here are the kind of a ranking of the dwarves based on their attributes. Who is most suited? Now that I have sorted it from the woodcutter role, this fellow is my most suited woodcutter for woodcutting. And interestingly, he is the one who is the woodcutter at the moment. Okay, then we have 1 fellow in the military who is also very suitable for that, but of course I won't make that one a woodcutter. And then we have someone else here who is also very suitable on becoming a woodcutter. He has also some doctor skills, those are fine. I will disable all the other labors from this dwarf. I have better weaponsmith, so I can do that. If I do any pottery, he can take care of that. But for now, he's also my other woodcutter. I want 2 of those because I'm seeing I need a lot of wood chucked down so I can build all the beds and stuff. So there we have that, and I'll quickly take a look. Do I have someone with good stats? Basically, this the details of these are in the wiki, but with this version you don't have to look at themselves. But I'm thinking the Woodcutter, it looks at things like strength, maybe endurance, maybe willpower, kind of same stats that go with mining, and then ranks the dwarf based on that. It's not exactly the same as miner, because not all these guys are well ranked in mining. Okay, but this fellow here is also well ranked. Let's see if he knows something else. Okay, this fellow won't be a woodcutter, because she is extremely good in weaponsmithing and blacksmithing and metal crafting as well, so no wood chucking for you. There's my manager bookkeeper, alright, and then we have this guy, who is also a miner, so you won't be there. And let's take a look at you. Yeah, I think you won't be a mechanic, you will be a woodcutter, so there I will have 3 of them. And when they are not cutting wood, they will do hauling tasks. So I will commit these changes now already. So these changes that I have now clicked here, they will go into the game which is running in the background, and I'll continue doing this. So let's take a look at masons. I got another mason. I have the one who came with me when I started, and this dwarf is actually already legendary. I think my first legendary non-miner. Yeah. The skill 15 means legendary. For example, this mining means legendary +5, which is the highest level. Which one of my miners is already at that level. I think this guy, let's take a look at the role. Mason. This guy has mason skill, but it's not very high. Plus he has a relatively high skill in milking. Even that I'm not doing any milking, I might let this fellow keep that, and then take someone else to do mason from starting from scratch. So let's take a look at this guy's the weaponsmith. I'm looking at their current skills here. So this is the potter. These are kind of well suited guys who I've already gone through. Okay, here's a guy who doesn't have many skills, but he has good creativity. He's tough, slow to tire. Looking at the rating, Mason is not there. It's not his highest one, but so let's take a look at your. What are you weak at? Actually, pretty good both. I think. I think you might be my mason. Yeah. You will do the mason. I will probably have Wizard Dwarf after this migration wave, but again, it's a skill that is quite quickly trained, so it doesn't really matter who I give it to. But yeah, now I have 2 masons. Stone detailing. I think I put this guy in the military. Stone detailing is engraving the walls and things like that. This I might put some new dwarves in that and just start polishing the walls, training them up. And this guy can help when he's not training in the military. Animal trainer. Looks like I have my animal training right there. But actually this guy did not arrive now. He's been with me for a while. Seems that I can disable his wood burning and cheese making because I already have this one guy who is the wood burner. Okay, so this guy will basically be animal trainer and hauling when that's not happening. I think animal care still doesn't have any effect. but I will let this one guy do it. Basically, well, actually, she's very well suited for also siege operating, so might go to that, and a great focus. Yeah, I'm not even looking at the military yet, so in practice this lady here will go into the military and become a marked dwarf. With that high of a focus, she's going in there. I have a skilled hunter here, so I can start hunting with a lot of patience, toughness, plenty of focus. So yeah, I might start hunting here with this lady. I'll have to see about that. I'm thinking, will I disable this labor for now, because I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure I have the bolts for it. I guess I will keep the hunting on. This will put give some action outside the fortress as well, and give us hopefully some meat and leather and things like that. Trapping, probably not going to do that much of it, and this fellow is a good metal crafter. I'll let the trapping labor be on. Small animal dissection not relevant yet. It can be used in taking some extract from small trapped kind of insect type of creatures and take those things into vials. Unsure if that's very well completely implemented in the game. I haven't really been doing that, but that's the labor for it. But I'm probably not going to use it, so I'm not even going to assign it to anyone. I'm going to disable setting bones from my chief medical dwarf. I have 2 dwarves here who have that skill, even that they'll be doing something else. I don't have any other suturers, and same thing for dressing wounds. I will take it away from my chief medical dwarf, and in case I get injured dwarves, I can come here in Dwarf Therapist, disable other labors from these medical staff, so that they take care of the hospital things. But for now, that is good. I really need a dedicated butcher, so let's see who it will be. Let's see. You are well suited. Well, actually, you are also the weaver, so you will now stop doing that. I think you're also my cloth maker, so you will stop that. You are the cheese maker and the butcher. Well, you will stop milling. You will also stop plant processing. Let's take tanning off you as well, making you basically butcher and a medical dwarf, which I think goes well together, in addition to making some cheese. Completely normal in the Dwarf Fortress. I think you won't be milking. I think I have a good guy for doing milling, so I think you will be my other butcher. I want to make sure that there's someone doing the butchering, especially now that the hunting is being started. You, on the other hand, you are very strong. Did I get any leather? No. I didn't get any leather workers, so I will actually make this guy a leather worker. He's probably not my best leather worker, but he will be doing only that for now. Let's take a look at the roles. And look at here. Yeah, I have plenty of better stat-wise leather workers, but this guy has nothing else to do, so I will assign the leather working for him for now. Then let's look at the tanners. I want someone to be a dedicated tanner as well. Someone else will probably do the pressing. You can keep the beekeeping, although I probably won't do that just yet. And I won't be doing gem cutting for now, I think. At least I will disable it from this guy who's my miner here. But what will I do with you? There's a tanner and dyer. Disable the cooking. I can also do that later. I think I will keep the gem cutting profession with you. I will disable the setting. Maybe you can keep that for now. Maybe I will start cutting gems. This guy who is also the dyer will probably be free to tan the leather. And then farming. Those are the fellows who came with me, one male, one female, and they will keep farming. And then let's see, dyeing. Okay, a lot of these ones. So you can be dedicated tanner. I might also, because these are not that well skilled in some labor, I could just take a look at the roles, but something like dyer doesn't really matter. But I can disable dyeing from the military dwarf, and that guy won't be doing cooking, might do pressing, so let's disable that one. You won't be fishing. Yeah, I think you will be my solo dyer for now. I don't have a soap maker. Alright, because I disabled it from you, didn't I? I disabled it from someone else. I did get the soap done because, well, it was done in the previous video. Alright. I guess I had it on someone who didn't skill up on it yet. Let's take a look at the roles. Do I have a role for soaper? Yes, I do. Are you doing something? You are weaver, weaponsmith, military. You are not doing anything. You are milker and yeah, and I won't be doing much milking, so why don't you be also the soap maker? Yeah, that's good. And then wood burning, I have one fellow doing that and pretty much only that. That's good. And then I have a potash maker who's also a very good cook. Nice. Let's make someone else the potash maker. Basically this, whoever is the potash maker will basically be a hauler. This fellow has the stats for... Okay, so you are not doing anything. You can be the potash maker. This dwarf has a good stats for becoming a medical dwarf. But, well, not very good, but it's his best talent. Might go into military actually, but we'll see. Let's disable that from you. Then let's look at the lye making. Why is that gone as well? Did I guess I forgot already that I had disabled some professions before I even started. Okay, so I don't have a lye maker. Again, let's go into the professions. Looks like these are using the same stats. So it's not going to matter that much. He's a very... he's my miner, alright. You're my butcher. You are the new woodcutter. You are my animal carer. And you will probably go into military, right? You were that guy. And you are the other miner. You're a child, right? Yeah. You can spot a child because it says that it's a child, but also child always have everything disabled, and you can't make childs do anything. They will do some tasks without even assigning, like breaking down a building or something. If you take down a construction, so can't make a child do anything. Estimation. My woodcutter, fish cleaner. Yeah, you will probably be the fish cleaner actually. Alright, you're not doing much. Alright, you probably won't be the furnace operator. Actually, you might be. I might take the pressing away from you, so you won't be a lye maker. What about you? You are the leather worker. Alright, some of these miscellaneous labors are sometimes kind of hard to fill. Okay, there I have one guy with the lye maker. And milling, I think there was one guy who was skilled with it. Yes, that's simple. Brewing and cooking are tasks that I would really like to have with someone else who is not farming, but I didn't get a brewer, so this fellow will be the brewer. Brewing and cooking are something I don't in general unless I'm forced to train from 0 up. With that said, let me take a look at cooking. I want to disable all the cooking from these who are not very skilled in it, and I have a dedicated cook now, which means that I will disable cooking from my farmer. So this one guy will do all the cooking. Just better the chef, better the food. My woodcutter also has the plant gathering. I haven't been doing much plant gathering, so I will actually enable it for this other guy who I made woodcutter if I do any plant gathering. Plant processing, I have one guy who has any skill in it, so you can keep doing that. I will have to recheck these after I check who I will take to military, because quite many dwarves will go to military. Alright, cheesemaker. A lot of milkers. I have no idea why. Let's take a look at your skills. I will disable all labors from this guy. He has excellent stats for on becoming a military dwarf. And it probably has some skills in it as well, am I right? Well, no, but still, I see it from the attributes and role ratings. She also has good pacifier. Wow, this fellow could be my sheriff, even that he's quick to anger. Well, we'll see about that. At least I'll disable the milking from him. This fellow has good stats on becoming a clothier. And also engraver. Let's make you an engraver. I probably won't do much milking, so I think you can keep that labor on for now. Shearing, if I do any, you can do it. Spinning. Yeah, I guess that's the same thing. I probably won't do it, but I'll just enable the labor so I don't forget. I have a dedicated presser there. That's cool. I won't do any beekeeping for now. Fishing. Maybe someone who is not doing anything else. all these fisher dwarves are doing something else as well. Yeah, I made you the woodcutter. You are also the potter, mason. You are the wood burner. You are the dyer. Okay, I think I will change that. You will be my fisher dwarf. Most likely dwarf to die first in the fortress. Usually a fisher dwarf. Hunter can shoot back. Fisher dwarf can only run. So good luck to you, pal. How's that for a pep talk? That means I need a dyer. Okay, you will be it in addition to that shearing. Alright. Where was I? Fishing. Fish cleaning. I have a dedicated dwarf for that. That's fine. This dwarf will take care of all the fish that this fellow brings in. I do need to remember to build a fishery for that. Fish dissection. No one is doing that at the moment. Will I take one of these guys who has the stats for it, or will I choose someone else? I think I will give it I will enable it for this fish cleaner as well. Then let's take a look at the furnace operating. I got one fellow who is very skilled in it. There's also a weaponsmith and a blacksmith. Then on the other hand, I have someone who's all of those things. I will keep both of those furnace operating tasks enabled. At some point, I will have multiple furnaces running, and the skill only affects how fast they get it done. So I will have even more than one, and at that point, I will enable this for several dwarves. Actually, I will take a look at it already. Let me look at the stats. The stats important to this, I think, are maybe focus. I think maybe strength. I'm not 100% sure, but I might enable the furnace operator here for some dwarves. Let's see. I'm looking at the current skills and deciding if they have nothing else to do, they might be furnace operators. You guys, a furnace operating is a task when a dwarf is doing it, and when I'm doing it with full power, furnace operator won't do anything else. That's pretty much only thing he will do. Right, you were the miner. What are you doing? You are the furnace operator, alright. My goodness, you are strong. You have some other interesting stats as well. Nice. Okay, so you are the woodcutter. And you are probably my only armorer. I didn't even remember that I brought a woodcutter armorer with me. Okay, I will disable other things from you. Furnace operating still the one I'm looking for. If there's someone who's not doing much. Yes, someone who has a high skill in record keeping, so I might actually change my record keeper as well. We'll see about that. You are the cook. Oh wow. Yeah, I haven't looked at the military screen, but I can see that I got here a great marks dwarf, who's also a great dodger. That's pretty freaking good. I might have actually needed to start from that side. Okay, looks like I'm not going to have any additional furnace operators for now. Okay, weaponsmithing. My main miner, who I brought with my initial 7, who I actually also disabled some laborers at some point, so all he's doing is mining. I will disable the weaponsmithing for now, because he has better things to do. I will disable weaponsmithing from this guy. Oh wow, it's perfect stats for everything. Yeah, you will keep doing those. This fellow will probably be my blacksmith still, but those things doesn't matter that much. Weaponsmith, I want one guy to do it all and train to be legendary as fast as possible. So that's good. I got a great weaponsmith. Armorsmith, still stuck with the one I brought with me. I have 2 blacksmiths now. I will do some minor metal crafting, like some chains and things, but nothing too major. But I will keep the laborers on for those who are working at the fortress anyway. Gem setting, leatherworking, wood crafting. I would really like to have a dedicated wood crafter instead of, because this guy is doing the stone crafts. Same thing for bone carving. Let's take a look if I have anyone free who has some good creativity and could become a wood crafter. You are. I have probably already assigned you to something else. Yeah, mason. I need that mason, so you will stay there. You are the weaponsmith. Are you doing anything? You are the lye maker. Yeah, lye making and wood crafting will go nicely together, so both kind of occasional tasks. So you will be that. While at it, I will look at the bone carver as well. Basically, these are the same stats. You have plenty to do. Probably too many laborers already. Are you the engraver? Yeah. And you, I remember you, I gave you something else. The potash making. Alright, you will be the bone carver as well. I didn't have anyone skilled with that, did I? No. Let's put those changes in. Did I get any stone crafters? Yes, I did, but I will disable this. I have trained this fellow up from 0 to becoming a stone crafter. And actually, when looking at these attributes and these ratings that this version of Dwarf Therapist gives, while they are doing the job, they will train the attributes for that job. So, for example, this fellow now actually is he's most suited on becoming a stone crafter, probably because he's been working at it for quite some time already. I don't have a glass maker, but I won't be doing that just yet anyway, so I won't worry about that. I have this guy who is doing the weaving. And right, you are also the dyer. Well, you can keep doing that. I didn't unfortunately get a tailor, so I think you will still be doing that as well. So basically all clothes related things are on the same guy. Which means that I can't really put cloth industry in full motion, because this one guy would be doing all the tasks in the chain, slowing down the process. Strand extraction not needed until I get adamantine, so not for a while. Pottery, if I do any pottery, this guy will do it. I don't need a glazer now. Waxworking, I don't have any beekeeping going, so that will be that. I'm not going to start siege operator training just yet, building ballistas or catapults, so not any of those. My expedition leader is still the mechanic, that's fine. I do need some pump operators, but what I usually do is assign dwarves in the military and then give them pump operating as their only labor. And then when I give some manual pumping For example, for that underground well, will require that. Those dwarves will train that, and eventually I might actually build something like a gym with manually operated pumps that don't actually pump anything, but the dwarves can go there and train their strength and things by pumping. So most military dwarves will go to that, or they won't have any labor activated. Alright, this has gone quite long already, but that is just the civilian labors. So now I have gone through all the civilian labors, looking that there is a dwarf doing each job, apart from crossbow making, because I forgot that one. Let me see. I think when I sort the dwarves here in the roles view, they remain in that same order here in the labor view. So I now know that from top to bottom are at the top are my best crossbow makers stat wise. And I can look what else I have assigned them to do so far. So you are the stone crafter, you are that, you are the stone detailer, you are the fish cleaner, you are the presser. Decent stats on. You might go into the military as well, but I will make you the crossbow maker just in case I want to make some cheap wooden crossbows. On the other hand, I do have a skilled weaponsmith now, so nah, I'm not even going to do that. Yeah. Alright, so that's done. Before going into military, I will look at the social. Did I get anyone skilled with record keeping? Yes, I did. But my current record keeper or bookkeeper has already trained all the way to master. I will probably let this dwarf train or do record keeping until he's legendary in it. Then I will let the dwarf be the manager, only manager, and make someone else the bookkeeper. But you can do it for now. Did I get anyone skilled in appraiser? No. So my expedition leader, who is also the broker, will keep doing that. Did I get any teachers? No, I didn't. Only the ones currently at the military have gained that skill while they were there. Let's look at the observer. No one skilled in observing. Someone skilled in observing would gain military skills faster by watching those who already know what they are doing. But I don't have any, so I don't have to pay attention to that. Organizer is the skill used in manager, a noble position, and my current manager is the only one who can do that. This pacifier skill, I might look into this because soon I have now 45 dwarves. When I have 50 dwarves, there will be the noble position, sheriff, which I haven't assigned because it's not necessarily needed, will change into captain of the guard, and justice system will really kick in. I will talk about that in the separate video. Build jails, make that captain of the guard, make the police squad, so to speak, for to serve under the captain of the guard. And those dwarves, I usually give them crossbows, usually wooden crossbows, so they can shoot the hostile enemies. But when they go and give the dwarves in the fortress their punishment, they can only bash with that crossbow. But I believe that pacifier skill is something that is good for those police dwarves, if you will, because they can pacify some raging dwarf who has gone mad or crazy. At least I believe so. So I usually look at the pacifier stats when deciding who will go into the squad under the captain of the guard or the normal military. So pacifiers go to go to the police dwarves, and the rest will go into normal military one. Alright, no, nothing special here in the social, so finally let's take a look at military. One way to do this sorting is to start with the military, because I might need to redo some of the parts I did in the labor. For example, if I suddenly realize that I somehow got a Grandmaster Dwarf in some weapon skill, and I don't want those dwarves to do anything but the military. But I was keeping an eye on their skill when I was assigning those. So let's take a look. Did I get any armor users? No. Any shield users? No. Any dodgers? 1. Alright. This dwarf is also a great marks dwarf, and an ambusher, so this is probably the dwarf who has the hunting. Yeah. The thing is, hunting and military, they don't go well together, even that you would think that someone could be the hunter and then go into the crossbow squad. I will disable the hunting from her. She's going to be the captain of the squad with the marks dwarves, because she is so skilled in it. It's quite lucky to get someone this skilled, but it often happens for someone who is also a hunter. I didn't get any other... wait a minute, the sorting is not exactly working here. Actually it's... Is it... I think it's putting those currently in the military on top. No, it's not. It's just not working. But it does put the ones with some number on it on top, so that's okay. Alright. Did I get any weapon skilled dwarves? I got 1 axe dwarf. What are you doing at the moment? Where are you? You are there. You were the tanner and the beekeeper and the gem cutter. And I do have a... Yeah, I think this axe dwarf fellow will go into the military. I'm quite certain of it. Hammer dwarves, only the ones who are currently in the military already. Mace dwarves, no. Pikes, no. Spear. Swords, 2 swords. What are you doing at the moment? Skilled in any civilian jobs? No. Alright, what are you doing? You were the one that I put in woodcutting. And you are also the medical dwarf. But I have someone else to take care of those as well. Alright, how about we forget the spinning? If I do that, then I will actually also forget the woodcutting. Even that it's, again, the woodcutting, he's already carrying the axe. You would think that it's good that he's also axe dwarf in the military, but it actually doesn't really work that way. For some reason, the woodcutting has its own uniform, and it's sometimes messes the military up, so I tend to keep them away from it. So you will probably go into military instead of being a woodcutter. I did assign that to one other guy. Oh, he's very, very good stats on becoming a military dwarf. Damn it. Looks like I'll be having a... Oh man, you will go into the... He's very strong, very tough, or tough enough. Not very agile, but yeah. I think he will go into the military as well. Just looking at his stats, he's very highly ranked. All the most suited roles for this dwarf is military, so he's going there. Which means that I don't have any additional woodcutters after all. Oh well. That's how it will be then. Did I get any wrestlers? No. Only those 0 skilled ones, doesn't really matter. skilled in some skill in siege operating, but one is basically the same as no skill at all. Alright, any archers? No. Alright, I now checked what skills they had and found out that I have this one axe dwarf, couple of sword dwarves who will go into the military. Or actually one of them, this other fellow, will be the woodcutter at least for now, but I'll keep that in mind. Might take him into the military later on. And I looked at the stats. I looked at did I get any armor users, is there anyone good at dodging, and there wasn't any. So now I'm starting to look at the potential of them. So taking a look at their potential on armor using, maybe strength, maybe toughness, and these are the ones who will be good in the military. So for example, this fellow, probably because he's been mining, because mining drains the stats very much needed in the military. So when I have trained more dwarves into the maximum level in mining, I might take some of them into the military, because they have been training the stats required on becoming a great military dwarf, toughness, endurance, when they have been doing mining. But for now, this legendary +5 dwarf will keep doing the mining. Let's look at armor user things. I guess it's spatial sense that affects this, not entirely sure. Maybe agility as well. Well, no, because they don't have much of a agility. So what I'm looking for is someone who is not very weak in some departments. Although this fellow already in the military has is not that good stat-wise for endurance, but that's fine. They will train those things up. Nothing really stands out here. Well, actually, this guy who I already looked up, who is also the miner, kinda stands out because he already has those stats needed. I will look at teacher and student stats, because these who are great in being a student basically means that they actually what stat affects this? It must be memory and something related to that, being a good student, because these good students will probably train faster when they are watching someone else. I don't know exactly where this rating comes from. Alright, but when I commit those changes, what I will do then, all the labors are assigned. I have checked that the ones who are at least going into the military, who have some weapon skills, who have the good stats, I checked that they don't have any labors on that I don't want them to have. Next, I will group by the total assigned labors. And first on the list will be the children, because they don't have any assigned labors. And then I have those dwarves that I have already disabled labors from. So for example, my miner, I've disabled all the hauling tasks because I want him to do only that. And I will actually do the same thing for the other miners. They will do only mining. So for now I will take that away from there and disable some of the hauling tasks. I will leave for the miners the push vehicles task. That's for the minecarts, because they are usually close by to the minecarts, so that they can still have that. And I will leave burial on them. Actually, I will disable it from the better miners. I don't want them to go and fetch fetch any dwarves. I will leave the cleaning on. I will do the same thing for woodcutting. We'll disable actually all these laborers from this dwarf. Yeah, you will do only woodcutting from now on. And actually, one thing. Well, I will do this first. I will do one thing later on. The dwarves have and I will tell it about now. There's the labor for feeding patients and tending them, and then recovering the wounded. If there are dwarves who have this trait that they really enjoy helping others, those do better or they actually get happy thoughts on doing these things, feeding patients or recovering the wounded because they have helped someone. And vice versa, if there is a dwarf who doesn't enjoy helping others, will actually get an unhappy thought when he's been forced to help someone. So I sometimes go as far as disable these feed patient, recover wounded laborers from those who have the trait that they don't want to do that. But I won't do it now, but just saying that I might do that at some point. But what was it that I was actually doing? Right, group by laborers, total assigned laborers. So the point was that next on the list are the dwarves who I have not disabled any laborers, but don't have any labor on them. This includes some of the nobles, like in this case the militia commander, who is already in the military, and then my manager and bookkeeping, and then one dwarf who is already in the military. But these are the dwarves that will go into the military first, by going through the laborers, disabling the laborers from those who I want in the military, and making sure that all laborers are still covered. I have found out that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dwarves that I will immediately take into the military and still have all the laborers covered. And when I have put these dwarves in the military, I will see if they go into the Marks Dwarf squad or the melee squad based on their ratings. So for example, this dwarf is an excellent dodger and also a hunter. Well, okay, this one is the already skilled one in Marks Dwarf, so that's obvious. But then let's take someone else here. Has the stats on becoming a great wrestler, sword dwarf, but also bowman. So he's kind of good in everything. So I can decide both ways there. But if we look at here, he's better rated in becoming a Marks Dwarf because he has very good focus. So this dwarf will very likely go into the Marks Dwarf squad. And then I have this guy here. He's not very well rated on it, but he's better rated on becoming a Marks Dwarf than anything else, again because of the great focus. So very likely to put this dwarf into a Marks Dwarf squad. And here we have someone who's very well ranked in armor user, shield user, sword dwarf. So he's probably the one who's already skilled in it, isn't it? Actually, no. Interesting. All right. So either way, this dwarf will go into the melee squad and probably get a sword in his hand. Well, actually, it doesn't matter what weapon he gets because he's well ranked in all of them. Right. And looking at this now, actually, it's just making sure this is still grouped by the total assigned labors. I can take a look that all the ones who are skilled in the military skills are here on the top part. I have some here on the next one who actually there's a couple of guys there. That was my mistake. I should have disabled the labors from these guys. Okay, these are the exceptions. They will keep these miscellaneous labors for now and do them if they happen to be free from the military. And same thing for this guy who is in the medical staff. and has something like pottery. So these fellows will still go. Well, this one won't, but these two dwarves will go into the military because they are very well skilled in it. But now that I look at this fellow, it's not sorted the same way. Okay, so this dwarf won't go in the military. Alright. But I will look at those, take these who have no laborers, put them in the military, make sure that those who are somewhat skilled in some weapon already go there, and also that they get assigned that weapon, even that they might choose that anyway. And I'll have not full squads yet, not squads of 20, but I will have some in it, and I will probably make the, or will make the great Marks dwarf the captain of the Marks dwarf squad, so she can train the others. Right. I will end the video here. This turned out very long, but that's how it is. Took some time explaining these things. It doesn't take this long when you just do it. But when you get these large migration waves, just think about doing these things without Dwarf Therapist. I don't encourage you to try that in game without this. It takes time, even with Dwarf Therapist, but it's pretty much impossible to do without this. Right, I hope you found this video useful and enjoyed watching me play with the spreadsheet. And I'll see you on the next video when I get back into the game. By then I have already assigned these squads that I now mentioned how I will do it. Those who have no laborers, those who have skills. And then I will start doing stuff. Now I have all the labor set and things like that, so I will go into those things I explained earlier. With one exception, I need to build the fishery and those things because I now have the fisher dwarf and fisher cleaners and those things. So right, anyway, next time back into the game and we'll see what happens. Until then, take care. Bye bye.